Hi, this is Janos, it's Real World Audio channel, and it's time again for CDs, and I'm showing you my second CD. I had this for all of my audiophile life, and this was the other CD, so I bought these two CDs together, the Gustav Holst that I showed in my previous CD video, and the Uuno Klami. Have you heard of Uuno Klami? He's also a modern composer. He is a Finnish composer from Finland. And guess what? The orchestra who is playing this music is none other than Iceland Symphonic Orchestra. So this is truly something special. People of Iceland playing Finnish music. And they do it really well. And it's a British label that recorded them in really fantastic quality. And I can really recommend it to everyone if you love orchestral music and you have a stereo system that you like to listen to, and you want to broaden your horizons, then this is a fantastic CD. It contains the Karelian Rhapsody from Uuno Klami and the Kalevala Suite and the Sea Pictures. So it has 3 pieces on it, and it's like going through a journey, and it's very descriptive. It's like watching a movie, but it's more than the usual film score music. So what I think about a lot of the contemporary classical music is that they are really just film score music, and it's kind of like almost like a B-side compared to real classical music like Mozart or Handel or Beethoven. They're just just written with the purpose to be like as a sideshow to a movie, so that there's some sound coming while you are watching, like Hitchcock murdering people or something like that. Um, but this is more than that. So this doesn't feel like a film score music, because there's so much content in this music that it doesn't need a movie. It creates the movie in your head, and it doesn't feel like the general churn of the 20th century composers, when you feel like you listen to the music and you either get depressed after it, or you just get confused, like, what was the point of this piece? There was no concept in it. It's just like jumping from notes to notes, and there was a fine tune or melody here or there, but they were just banging and just This is not like that. This is modern music, but it's very different than what you expect from modern composers. So it's truly unique and it's truly beautiful. And also, if you are an audiophile, it really tests your system's power reserves to the max, to the absolute max. So you will truly be able to really get like the last of the watts out of your power supply, and it's a true test of whether your amplifier has an adequate power supply, or is your power supply undersized. Because what people forget is that it's not the number of watts that give you the dynamics, that give you ample bass, lack of compression, but it's the power supply. So for example, last time I listened to this CD was with my Flea Power amplifier. It can crank out 1.2 watts if I put the volume to the max, and I didn't even need to put the volume to the max. I listened to it, so maybe like I was getting half a watt peaks, but it was just like a tremendous, monumental, like it felt like you are, you know, just on a bullet train, and it's just like amazing. And it's all about the power supply. So when you listen to it, it doesn't matter what is the wattage of your amplifier. If your loudspeaker is sensitive enough, then it's able to reproduce a loud enough volume level where you feel a comparable experience, that you have that presence, that energy level as you feel in a live orchestra. But that's just the peak watts, or I would say the peak energy that's coming out of the system. And if your loudspeaker can translate more of that energy into sound, into acoustic energy, then you just need a watt. Maybe you don't even need a watt. Half a watt is plenty. But what you do need is power supply, the reserves to drive it. And for example, maybe you have a 100-watt amplifier, but if it does not have tremendous power reserves, then when the music is ramping up, it's scaling up, it stays compressed. You don't feel that you are at an orchestra and your universe is expanding with the sound, but it just remains compressed, and it's kind of like you're not getting that cathartic experience. Just and if you have, like my case, I have that free power amplifier, just 1 watt per channel, but the power reserves, I have like 200-300 watts of power reserve. So I have a power supply that would be happy to supply an amplifier that's rated to 300 watts. It could handle even that. So I have like 300 times more reserves than what I am drawing out. So it's kind of like the power supply is your bank account. And the wattage that you are giving to the loudspeaker, that's how much money you hand out. And the efficiency or sensitivity of your loudspeaker means that what is the currency's buying power. So if you have, let's say, a very efficient loudspeaker like my voice of Lancelot's will give you more than 100 dB per single watt, then it's like having a currency, like maybe you have a euro, and for €1 you get maybe a coffee or something, right? But if you have a loudspeaker that has low efficiency, then it's like having another currency, that if you have one of that, then that gets you nothing. And the exchange ratio between them is like 1 to 1,000. So then you will need 1,000 to get that same coffee. And that's why the watts by themselves don't mean anything, because the watts rating of the amplifier will get meaning when it's coupled to a loudspeaker, and then the two together will define what is the buying power of those watts. And it's the power supply that feeds the watts. So basically, if you have, let's say, 100-watt per channel amplifier that has a power supply that just barely adequate, then it's like having like 100 rupees, and in the bank you have 100 rupees, and you need to pay 100 rupees to get a coffee. I don't know, do you need? Maybe let's just stick to that example. And then you draw it out from your bank, you pay it, you get your coffee, and then you wanna buy one more, but there's no more rupees in the bank. And that's why you get the compression, because it's able to deliver the first note or part of it, but then you have nothing more in the bank. That's why you need a big power supply. So when you are drawing out your money to buy the stuff that you are eating or drinking, then there's enough reserves. And that's what gives the ability to have dynamic range, that you have a vast storage in the bank, which is like 100 times greater than what you need to spend. In that case, you can spend as much as you want, because in the bank your account will never ever be overdrawn. You won't even notice that you are spending. And so in my case, with that single watt, I'm getting like more than 100 dB output. And if you have like a 100-watt amplifier with, let's say, an 86 dB efficiency loudspeaker, you need like quite a few dozens of watts to get to that volume level. And if your power supply is rated only like 50 watts, then you are already like drawing out a considerable amount from your bank, and you will notice that you are getting in a position where you are not able to spend as much as you want. So I hope that analogy about buying power and your power supply, that helps you understand what makes an amplifier a dynamic amplifier, what gives you headroom, what gives you the ability to recreate a classical orchestra. Because a big orchestra, that's what it needs. It needs tremendous headroom, it needs tremendous power supply. And I hope that's something that you have, or you can try out. And certainly this music of Uuno Klami is an amazing tool to test how your power supply fares in your system. So thank you for this fun session about going through my music collection, some of my favorite CDs, and have an awesome day. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell stuff, because if you subscribed and you did not hit that notification bell, then my videos will not be coming up for you. YouTube will not show the videos. Only if you hit the notification bell, then YouTube will start showing you my new videos. If you just subscribed, it means that when you go on your own YouTube homepage, on your own list, and you look at the list whom you have subscribed to, then my channel will be there, Real World Audio will be there. But YouTube will not present my videos to you that, oh, look at that, János made another video, you could check it out. No, you won't find it, only if you hit the notification button. So have an amazing day, and listen to your favorite music, and if you can, check out Uuno Klami. Bye bye.